Why don't you just introduce yourself?
Okay. Hi, I'm Abby Lane. I know most of you, and I'm here on behalf of Jeff Dill with Aaron Valent today. And do you want me to pause before
Okay.
anything I need to do? Okay.
No. Well, perhaps a chair might be a good thing to sit in.
Yeah, sure. Well, I didn't know if you need me to pause for some broadcast.
No.
We're good? Okay.
No, there's no,
There's no
station
formalities.
announcement or something like that that we have to go
Okay,
through.
cool. Well, we're here on behalf of Jeff. Jeff apologizes that he couldn't be here tonight. He is out of town with his family, but we have a handy dandy little one-pager about his projects. If you want to pass that around.
Okay.
Basically, I figured we'd just go through this. Any questions that you have, we'll try to answer the best that we can, and if there's anything we can relay to Jeff, let us know. So currently, the bottom floors of both buildings, 233 and 301, are zoned commercially. Jeff wants to zone the second floor for commercial use as well, specifically for a commercial hotel,
You
as
want one?
noted in his special use permit.
Why not? Okay.
Yeah, you're good. He's committed to making the space up to code commercially, which will require that expensive sprinkler fire suppression system. The property is going to operate as an independent boutique hotel, so the reservations will be made directly through his website, over the phone, or in person on site. We'll have representation on site during business hours on the bottom floor. There's no dedicated parking for guests, legal and available street parking only. Under zoning laws, currently there's no requirement for village center properties to provide parking. So Jeff's idea is a 4-room boutique hotel, a max of 2-person per room with a bathroom in each room. The main entrance will be on Franklin Street, and this will be the only entrance to the facility. There's going to be a fire exit out the back, utilizing the emergency fire ladder off the first floor roof there. And then the signage is going to be minimal. It's just going to be stenciled on the window door there, and then there'll be letters placed flat on the building facing 3rd Street, facing west. So that's kind of the project. Super exciting. Any questions that we can answer, or anything that we need to relay to Jeff, or any further?
Well, the first thing I think we need to do is open up the public hearing.
I'll make a motion to open the public hearing.
And I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right.
Cool.
Normally, this is, it'd be like 30 minutes, we leave it open, but since there's only one other person who is, I assume is from the other. The other thing, it's hardly worth it to keep it open for 30 minutes. But,
yeah,
but we're gonna wait a little while, just in case somebody wanders in.
Oh, I see. Okay, cool. So they can come in and say no or yes,
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
Yeah, or say something, you know, if they have any. Do you have any?
Yeah. Any questions?
Yeah.
Yeah, Abby, explain to me the difference between this and a short-term rental.
Yeah. So this is going to run like a regular hotel. So no VRBO, no Airbnb. This is going to be through a booking platform through Jeff's website for the space itself. So it really is going to be short-term, short stays, weekend stays, vacation stays. It's not long-term rental situation.
So the VRBO and Airbnb, those are just booking platforms.
Yeah.
So, when we think of a hotel, you think normally of front desk,
Yes.
staff,
Yep.
so what is the plan for that? I read in the synopsis that there was going to be staff available, check-in and
Yep.
so forth. Talk to me about how that's going to happen.
Yeah, so it's going to be me downstairs in the commercial space. I'm putting in a flower shop there, and I will be a representative of the hotel, and I will be helping guests as they arrive. And I'm sure Jeff also has an extensive staff at his disposal through his connections, and I don't know specifically his plan for his staff, but I know between us that is kind of where we are with the hotel. So I will be there, but yeah, this is going to be on site through his booking platform, and I'm not sure, and I don't know, Aaron, if you can speak to this, if he has talked to you about self check-in or anything like that, or if this is something I can relay to Jeff and get an answer on.
As far as I know, I think there was gonna be like a front, there's some place to check in downstairs.
Yeah, so the downstairs business hours will be me. and I'll be there to greet people as they arrive. It's kind of how.
So
it will
the
go.
entrance to get up into the lodging is going to be separate from the storefront?
Yes.
And the hours of the storefront are going to be
Right now, we're talking 10 to 6.
10 a.m. to 6,
Mhm,
okay.
mhm.
So anyone checking in after 6 o'clock, what is the process? Only because,
Yeah,
it-
tell me.
you know, I think it's a borderline of a short-term rental
Mm.
and, you know, a boutique hotel, you know,
Okay.
or whatever that means. And
Are
I'm just
your-
trying.
Are your concerns that then it's not following the lottery process? Because a short-term rental in the
Yeah,
commercial
right,
area is.
right. Well,
okay,
that's
it's the lottery. The
right,
lottery
well,
is what you're getting
right.
into.
So there are,
Yeah, he's
you know.
we're avoiding that completely. Yeah.
I know by calling it a hotel,
Yeah,
but is it really a hotel? You know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm just, that was the first thing I
Yep.
thought of.
all right,
I love the idea. Let me
Okay.
tell you something.
yeah,
I am a firm believer of moving things out of the residence and putting them on the business district.
yep,
So, you know, I do like the idea of having a front desk in the flower shop.
mhm,
You know,
Yeah.
there's a hotel chain called Extended Stay.
yeah,
And if you ever heard of them, they operate 100% without a front desk.
mhm,
It is all done online and so forth.
yeah.
So, you know, my question is, how is this different from a short-term rental? Is it truly a little boutique hotel? You know, I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, so I guess my concern a little bit, to echo Brian, is if this was a short-term rental, it would require parking, right?
Mhm.
Not
Not in the village
So-
center.
Then in that case, it's okay, so then I guess it's really only the lottery question, is this, are we okay approving something that, because of how it's marketing itself?
And the concern is the personnel aspect,
No.
or that having
Yeah.
someone there to greet people and to check them in.
Or just that, you know, there are other people who are on wait lists to do very similar things, and they're like, oh, you know, I just see someone going off, I just called my house a hotel, I could
Mm.
Right.
open up.
I understand,
That's
yeah.
the-
I understand.
But if you look at the diagram here, there's no cooking facilities or anything like that in
No,
here.
I get it.
So it really is,
Mhm.
they really are just rooms.
Yeah, just rooms and bathrooms.
No, in general, I really like the idea.
Uh-huh.
Is anyone familiar with the Park Inn in Hammondsport?
Yep, very familiar, yeah.
It seems like identical to that kind of
Yeah,
design, so
yeah,
it's,
and there is a designated person who handles
Yep.
the bookings online, but you never see the person.
Right.
So
So you
I,
get a code. and
yeah, you get a
it's
code,
above
you
the
go in.
business,
Yep.
There's only on-street parking.
yeah,
I think they have like 6 rooms or something, but it's a very,
Yeah.
very similar
yeah,
idea. So I like the idea of a nice hotel downtown in the commercial area, you know, as
Neat.
opposed to the short-term rentals. It's not next to a residential place, it's right there.
yeah,
Yeah,
right
So
next door,
it's-
Yeah.
literally, okay.
But,
So, yeah,
yeah, it's just the definition of a short-term rental is, I don't know
Yeah.
if I can answer that.
will you
Well,
define,
Well,
Yeah.
actually, Tom, you made a very good point, that there's no kitchenettes in this. You don't plan on putting in little,
no
like,
kitchenette? Nope.
Okay, so like what do you do, so like a limited service hotel, usually will have a refrigerator and a microwave, are you not putting them in?
No, I'm almost, you
I
answer
think
that, yeah, go
we-
ahead.
Are putting those in, but no stoves, like, there's not
Okay.
gonna be like a full cooking.
So like a regular hotel room, I'm
Yeah, like a
assuming
limited
with that.
Fridge and a
service.
countertop and a
Mhm.
microwave, yeah.
What do
And
you-
we've tossed around ideas that, these are ideas, but that people come in to check in, they come in and see me and they, get a little bouquet of flowers, take up to their room. So there is gonna be that in-person component. I am new to the partnership, so is there anything should I try to get Jeff on the phone now to kind of explain his vision better, or anything that we'd have to?
No, I don't think, I
Okay.
think the vision is very clear.
Okay, good, good.
Yeah.
You know, it's just that
You
it's a
wanna make-
borderline project,
Yeah.
it's a borderline concept.
I hear you.
Everybody loves it.
No,
I think
and
it's
I
great,
don't doubt
you
that,
know.
I don't doubt that, but I just wanna, I know that, the progress hinges on approval of
Sure.
the permit. So I just want to make sure that tonight we can walk away with a good answer for Jeff.
Because I was expected that would come up.
Okay.
No.
These are definitions.
Okay.
We should
Yeah.
probably
Yeah, if
work
there's
on
a
our
definition or of something I
Yeah.
can look at too.
Yeah, I think based on our zoning law, it's 100% meets the definition of a hotel versus a short-term rental. Short-term
Yeah.
rentals are single dwelling homes, multi-unit homes,
Mhm.
but homes nonetheless. And the clear thing, the hotel definition is that it does not provide a kitchen in the rooms, it's just for sleeping.
Yeah,
So what are you gonna do in terms of food and beverage? Are you gonna offer anything or no?
At this point, no. At this point, no. Yeah. But I'm
maybe
sure.
discounts at a restaurant.
What'd you say?
It's a discounts at somebody else's restaurant.
Well, I mean, there's all sorts of fun ideas, in the,
Yeah,
mulling around.
yeah.
But yeah, that's, so, yeah, any other questions other than the definition and that it's close?
Are there gonna be any facilities for laundry or anything on property, or is he gonna use services outside?
There is gonna be a laundry room upstairs.
There is, okay, great.
Yeah, there's that utility room in the middle of the design, and I assume that's where it would go.
And that's
So-
gonna be self-laundry for the guest also, or
No,
to do,
just employees.
just to do laundry for the
Linens
great?
and-
Well, that's-
and such.
That's great.
Cleaning,
So I think
yeah.
it meets the definition of a hotel per our zoning law. It's not a short-term rental, it's in the commercial district, so it doesn't need parking. I guess my question is, what are we approving?
Well, you got one apartment,
It does have a
one
stove.
room here that has a kitchen in it,
Yeah, that's
suite
still,
one.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't notice that till now.
that'll be taken out most, yeah. He wants to just do basic ones. I did the electric layout with him a little bit ago.
Say that again?
We just didn't update that one kitchen yet, but they're just gonna be basic kitchens, yeah.
Downstairs
No,
or,
upstairs.
Upstairs, yeah.
but in a suite or no?
Yeah. So suite one has a full kitchen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Is it still gonna have a full kitchen?
Not last I knew, but I can double check with him and see.
I wanna say I'm like 99%
Okay,
sure
maybe
that
did,
he
yeah.
doesn't intend to do any sort of kitchen stuff, but you would know more than me, so.
I knew we were doing countertops and fridge and microwave.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I mean, per our last conversation with Jeff, yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna let you mull. I don't know what I can add.
Yeah.
So my only point is that we have to justify to everyone who is on, even though it's not a single-family home, we have had permits issued to folks on Franklin Street they won the lottery. Now they didn't end up going ahead with it. But, the question is that we then have to justify this project in relationship to every other project every other short-term rental that is in the lottery or waiting. So the point that, you hit it right on the head when
Yeah.
you said there's no kitchens in here.
Yeah, I didn't notice
So-
that first one.
The question I have is.
We have to know that there's not gonna be one.
Are you putting in refrigerators? Are you putting in full-size refrigerators or the small
It's a
wet
smaller
bar
one,
refrigerator?
Like 28-inch, yeah, the smaller, yeah.
So, I'm comfortable with it if you guys can remove, this whole kitchen. And it's totally acceptable to do, a microwave and
Yeah.
a wet bar, a little refrigerator. That's in every hotel
Totally.
today.
Yeah.
You might even think about this, suite number one, which is a large room, make it another guest room. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Change it and add another guest room, so then you have 5 guest rooms, which is great because of the fact that
Or could have-
you're not going to have to worry about parking.
You
Or
get
another bed.
A shared kitchen within the building. It says, so if that
For a
kitchen-
hotel?
Yeah. A building containing rooms intended or designed to be used, or which are used, rented, or hired out to be occupied, or which are occupied for sleeping purposes by the guests, and where only a general kitchen and dining room may be provided within the building or an accessory building. So not in the rooms, I guess.
And this stove that you're talking about, I believe it's above two,
I know whose that is.
all right, okay, above 301 is in the plans?
I don't know which is.
Because that is the
Yeah, the
disgusting
original,
stove that's
correct.
coming out, if I'm imagining correctly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I don't think there's any problem even in the wording, if you want to word it, so that stoves wouldn't be in kitchens, I don't think
Yeah,
there's
it's
any
just
issue with
in
that.
suite one.
Yeah,
It's landing there now. I just, the last time we looked, I'm pretty sure it's a gnarly old stove that's coming out.
It's this here.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, there's
yeah.
no problem making sure that's not.
Yeah, if
there.
that's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
there, then I
yeah.
don't see a problem,
No,
but,
no problem if
Say
Yeah.
it again?
we can make sure that's not there. And
Yeah.
Aaron is saying as the
Yeah, I
contractor.
Okay.
that's fine. As long as, and so if we give approval, we'll give it based on the fact that
Yeah.
there is no kitchen in.
Yeah.
in,
Perfect.
In the
Cool.
suite one,
Yeah, then it's a textbook hotel.
yeah. And then we don't have any problems.
Great.
At least I don't have a problem.
No, I think it's great.
Yeah.
You know,
Cool.
I mean, my only thing is, you know, that we're able then to defend our decision
Yeah,
as to
I
why.
totally get it, 100%, yeah.
And the fact that, you know, if there is that microwave and a wet bar refrigerator,
Yeah, totally fine.
that's totally comparable to every hotel in the village here, so.
Mhm. But that addition, I totally get that. That makes it a different spot. So do we need to resubmit anything, or can we be approved
We can make
based
it
on our?
conditional.
Yeah, I don't-
We can just
Okay,
make it
excellent.
approval conditional on the fact that there is no kitchen in suite one.
And then would you need, like proof follow-up with that conditional?
That's him.
That's you, okay, great, yes, you'll come and make sure we didn't, totally,
Yeah.
yeah, screw up. All right, cool.
So,
So
Okay, I'm
we're
comfortable.
approving the special use of the second floor as a hotel.
yes, as soon as we, do we need to do, this is one of those strange things. Do we need to do a seeker?
It's all in here, so.
A seeker.
Oh, this
What is-
gets weird. A lot of times you have to do this no matter what you're doing for the planning board.
Okay.
Even though there's no change to the bill, the only thing that's happening is the upstairs is being changed into something else. Because it's being changed into something else, then we tend to have to go through a seeker, even though it
Okay.
makes no sense.
All right,
Pardon me? Yeah, and it's a special use permit, yeah.
Can we do it?
Sure, you'd like to? Yeah, there you go. You face the camera.
me? Okay,
No,
where-
no,
wait,
no,
is it
no,
my
not
time to
him.
shine? Okay, no, I was ready. Darn.
Ready? All right.
Yeah.
Will the proposed action create a material conflict with an adopted land use or zoning regulations?
No,
Will the proposed action result in a change in the use or intensity of use of land?
no,
Will the proposed action impair the character or quality of the existing community?
no,
Yes. I'm sorry, say that again?
Will the proposed action impair the
Oh, no.
character or quality of the existing community?
no,
Will the proposed action have an impact on the environmental characteristics that cause the establishment of a critical environmental area?
no,
Will the proposed action result in an adverse change in the existing level of traffic or affect existing infrastructure for mass transit, biking, or walkway?
no,
Will the proposed action cause an increase in the use of energy and it fails to incorporate reasonably available energy conservation or renewable energy opportunities?
no,
Will the proposed action impact existing public-private water supplies, public-private wastewater treatment utilities?
no,
Will the proposed action impair the character or quality of important historic, archaeological, architectural, or aesthetic resources?
no,
proposed action result in an adverse change to natural resources, wetlands, water bodies, groundwater, air quality, flora, and fauna?
No.
Will the proposed action result in an increase in potential for erosion, flooding, or drainage problems?
No.
Will the proposed action create a hazard to environmental resources or human health?
No.
No. So,
I'd like to make a motion for a negative declaration of the seeker.
I second the motion.
all in favor?
Aye. I have just one quick, you said you were gonna do a fire suppression system and everything, right? The sprinkler systems?
sprinklers, yeah.
That's great.
In fact, I suspect the building will be much better insulated than it was before, too, up there.
Yeah,
And you're gonna
Let's
do
hope.
that coming down the hall steps also, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there gonna be, you said there's gonna be a back emergency exit?
yeah, like emergency ladder to come off the back roof.
Well, yeah, because you got that roof and then,
Yeah,
but there'll
goes
be an
off.
emergency exit, that's great.
And all electric heat?
It's the new energy efficient heat pumps, but yeah, electric. Yeah.
The mini splits or
It's
the ones for
like
the
a
hotel?
forced air, but it's still a heat pump, yeah.
Okay.
Great.
Okay. All right.
Cool.
So then I think we need a motion to
Approve
approve
the
the
final,
special use permit contingent on the removal of the kitchen.
yes.
Make a motion to approve the special use permit contingent that you remove the kitchen in suite number 1, I believe it was.
Yep.
For 223 and 301 North Franklin Street. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Great. Gina,
Yeah,
Scott.
no, all you have to do is deal with Scott.
Okay, awesome. I look forward to it.
Well, there might be other things, but who knows?
Taking a cookie for the road. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Christopher?
Yep.
you wanna-
Yep. Oh,
Is there still a public hearing for this short-term rental?
Yes,
okay.
but you only opened it for the first one.
We never opened it for this one.
Um,
Make a motion to close the public hearing for the 223 and, for 301 North Franklin Street, Jeff Dill's project for his boutique hotel.
Can we, in the future, just open a public hearing for all the public things?
Yeah.
Okay. And then-
Since there was only two, I wasn't going to worry about it.
Okay. Because
Well-
we send out an agenda or it's available so people can
Yeah.
see if they want to come to that.
I'll second what Brian just said.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Yeah. Okay,
Good cookie.
well, that's good.
I was trying
Well,
to
there's a
find one.
reward for it. There's
Yeah, I
a
was
small
trying-
reward for coming.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the next one is Christopher Warden, and it's the 124 East 4th Street short-term rental.
Recently, you, Christopher applied for 3 other short-term rentals. That's a four-level apartment building.
Yeah,
And now he's applying for the fourth unit in that apartment building.
Okay.
okay,
Thought you looked familiar.
yeah. Now, wait a second. So, we look at this again? Well, I know all this. And I know where we are. How's the construction coming?
You know, it's that delta of fast, good, or cheap.
Yeah.
And I went with good and cheap, which may not have been the right choice, but it looks really nice inside. It's gutted, but even without anything in it, it looks better than it did inside before,
Good.
you know?
I'm sure that it does. I know it's
It
gotta
was
look
a
better on
victim
the
of
outside,
time.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fashion didn't treat that building well on the interior over time.
No.
So remind me the total layout of the building. It's going to be 4 units total.
Yes,
This is on the ground floor.
yeah,
This is 4
we're putting cement floor
Okay.
in the basement where I guess it was wood before,
Okay.
but had been torn out, maybe decades ago. So that basement hasn't been used, I don't think, for at least 20 years.
So it'll be a basement unit.
Yeah, like half, I don't know what you call that, you know, kind of half in there. The Laverne and Shirley, you know.
Okay.
What are the windows in that basement unit?
They're the, like the double pane, they're modern, they've been modernized.
They are double pane, meaning that a fireman can get in and out with their fire pack on.
Yes, yeah, and then one in back, I had to take out like the 36-inch egress or whatever, because it had been just buried back in over time. And then the other ones are right at street level, so you can get in and out easily. And when they were doing the demo, they were able just to put a ramp right in, push the bins right out.
And there's an entrance and an exterior exit, right?
Yes.
So if I recall from your past cases, there's ample parking, it's in the commercial district.
9 spaces, yeah.
It's-
Looked like there was 9 spaces for the parking lot. I was
Four.
Pardon me?
4 spaces.
4 spaces,
You could
okay.
probably get a 5th in there, just the way it's configured now.
Yeah,
It
it's
was-
pretty big,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, certainly doing something in the basement is a wise idea if you could get it done.
There's 4 total parking spaces for the whole unit?
There's space for more, for sure. I just, that, you know, the lines have been out there for, I think, a long time. So it's just how they painted the lines, but they painted them kind of, it looks like bigger than normal.
Right. No, because I think technically you should have 8, right, for 4 units?
Yeah.
Scott, what's the law on these multiple unit properties when they're being refurbished in terms of a sprinkler system?
I believe it was just for apartment buildings was not required, but for hotels it was. It's been a while since I've researched it though.
Yeah, it depends on what the occupancy is, how many people are there, how many exits there are, and there's quite a few factors,
And what's your thought on this property?
I will need to look into that and see exactly what's, if there's anything that's required. For some reason, I was thinking that, I still am thinking that for this unit, you don't need it because it's, there's lots of exits, but I'll check it.
Ground floor
Yeah,
entrance.
right.
No.
Yeah, so I guess my only thing is as long as there are 9 actual available, I mean, even if the lines are kind of messy, I think we count driveway that's long enough so that you don't even really need lines, but as long
Oh,
as
okay,
there's
yeah.
spaces for 9 cars.
There's definitely, including the driveway, definitely.
Technically 8, but I'm pretty sure there is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's
might have
the
to-
parking space is bigger than the building. It
No,
was-
Yeah.
I just meant historically, we've approved if there's a long enough driveway.
Yeah, well, even though it's in the village center, so we still can't, yeah. Necessarily require too much, but it seems to me there's plenty of room there. You may need a parking attendant.
So this will be the 4th unit in the property.
Yes, sir.
Well, my general feeling, it's a much better use of the building than it was.
But agreed.
Yeah,
And it's village center, which is where we would want short-term rentals.
yeah, and so to me, it's pretty much perfect in terms of what we prefer to see as a short-term rental. It's got to increase the value of the building. I'm sure that you have increased the value of the building. So.
Any concerns?
No.
Is that the air, can I just see that parking? Do you mind? I just want to see what you have there.
Yeah, so it's this building.
So,
Yeah.
So we, I think we can go this way, one or two that way. Can you drive, if there are cars parked on the side, is there enough room to pass people in the driveway, or? would you
Yeah,
want people in?
yeah. I mean,
So was that the old Watkins building?
you know, there's some debate about that.
Yeah.
Somebody said that somebody just put up the sign there to claim it. And then it was just a row house that was built at the same time, and that the Watkins one is actually where the bed and breakfast is now on the corner. So I've seen historical documents say it was on the corner.
Right.
But then over time, like Wikipedia and stuff like that claims that's the one, and then when you go to the national park, it's a picture of that building saying it was the Watkins house. So I want to believe,
Yeah.
but, you know, it's maybe 50-50 chance if that was the real one.
Yeah, this-
Maybe, say
Yeah,
what's it out,
I'm
maybe.
leaning towards the it was side.
Yeah, so this is one of those properties that is a wonderful addition for lodging. Its location on Franklin, right off of Fourth, is great. It's right in the heart of, you know, the business area. I think it's great. I think it's great that you renovated it and you're using it for that purpose. I know there's plenty of parking in the back there, and, you know, it's a good use of that property, so. And it's nice to see it restored and being a active part of the community.
Okay,
So I'm good.
sure. Now, here's a weird question. Do we have to go through that again because we've already done it for the other 3 apartments in the other building? So do we have to go through that again?
Yes, we do.
I was trying to get by it, but oh well.
Will the proposed action create a material conflict with an adopted land use or zoning regulations?
No,
Will the proposed action result in a change in the use or intensity of the use of land?
no,
Will the proposed action impair the character or quality of the existing community?
no,
No.
Will the proposed action have an impact on environmental characteristics that cause the establishment of the critical environmental area?
no,
Will the proposed action result in an adverse change in the existing level of traffic or affect existing infrastructure for mass transit, biking, or walkway?
no,
Will the proposed action cause an increase in the use of energy and it fails to incorporate reasonably available energy conservation or renewable energy opportunities?
no,
Will the proposed action impact A, public-private water supplies, or B, public-private wastewater treatment utilities?
no,
Will the proposed action impair the character or quality of important historic, archaeological, or architectural or aesthetic resources?
no,
Will the proposed action result in an adverse change to natural resources, wetlands, water bodies, groundwater, air quality, flora, or fauna?
no,
Will the proposed action result in an increase in the potential for erosion, flooding, or drainage problems?
no,
No.
Will the proposed action create a hazard to environmental resources or human health?
no.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion of negative declaration of the seeker for 124 East Fourth Street.
I second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. So,
And then I'll make a motion to approve the short-term rental at 124 East Fourth Street.
I second that motion.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Then I will make a motion to close the public hearing.
Second that motion.
All in favor? Aye. Have
Thank you
another
so
cookie.
much. And I would make a motion for cookies at every meeting.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Any questions on the minutes from the October 25th meeting?
I don't have any.
Nope. I'm all good with it.
Well, he's looking.
Yeah, just double checking.
Yeah. I didn't see anything. While you're looking, I'm gonna go get a cookie.
You're gonna what?
I'm gonna get a cookie. I mean, really.
Sorry, do we have a
If
motion?
Fred went to all this trouble.
I make a motion to approve the minutes from the October 25th meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Okay.
Board concerns, new business.
Let me swallow the bite of cookie. So the village is looking into and has applied for a grant to, well, probably redo the comprehensive plan, or at least be in the process of starting to redo the comprehensive plan.
So that's not the comprehensive plan. The comprehensive plan was a binder this thick.
Pardon me?
The comprehensive plan was a binder this thick around.
This is what was given to me, is the comprehensive plan, and it
From-
looks like a comprehensive plan.
From who?
Barb?
Can I get a copy of that too?
There's a link on our website.
Okay. I can't get it printed?
Of course you can.
Thank you.
You can.
It's 117 pages long.
That's okay, I like to make notes.
Well, a lot of it is, I'm not a big fan of the way that this was done. Because there's, it's
So what
It's
is,
primarily kind of more of a marketing thing than it is actually a comprehensive plan, but it does follow the same general pattern that
so
comprehensive
what
plan
is
is
the
supposed to
village
follow.
asking of us?
Nothing, but I thought we might want to get in early.
Yes, so my recommendation is that we need to highly encourage the mayor and the trustees to put together a committee to work on this. This should take, anywhere from 3 to 6 months, maybe even longer.
Most of them take a couple of years.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's not something that is done lightly, and I think we need to have representation from our committee, the zoning board of appeals, from the community, the business community, the school community, there has to be a full representation of the entire village to contribute to this. And we should do it like we did the first short-term rental law, where we were as inclusive as possible. And where people were able to work with the work on this. We can't fall, when we had the consultants, when they redid the short-term rental, when they redid the zoning laws, at the end of it, it all crumbled. The mayor put together a committee. In the final hour, that committee was all disbanded, and the mayor and 1 or 2 people finalized it because there were too many issues regarding short-term rentals, and the mayor and 1 or 2 other representatives wanted to wrap this up.
Yeah.
And the public's real intentions were not represented in that last law,
Yeah.
which is disappointing. So whatever we do, however the village does this, they need to have a strong representation and a committee that will work on this. And it's going to be a 3 to 6 month commitment to do. It's not an easy project to do.
Yeah.
So that's my recommendation.
Yeah. So there is I've been looking at, I've been looking over this a bit, and that's why I've already mentioned it to Lori. So I'm trying to get some kind of influence early. And one of the things that I've noticed, I've been looking at a couple of other small villages in New York State that have comprehensive plans online. And it's really kind of odd. All of them at the beginning kind of explain why every one of them explains what a comprehensive plan is and why you have to have one. And I guess I'm not exactly sure why
It's probably for the general reader to
yeah.
get it and to understand that this is what it's for.
I understand, I kind of understand it in a way, but it doesn't, to me, the way this is organized is not kind of user-friendly. What the real goals are, for some reason, when they have I don't know, they're in this smaller format, and so the goals, it's hard to read, and it's kind of organized in a way that I would prefer that the next time, kind of the goals and how you're gonna reach the goals is the center of the document, because that's the part that most people are going to actually be looking at. And it's the crucial part of it.
So it's very evident that that's from a template. So when you're using a consultant like this,
Yeah.
they all have templates. They're
Yeah.
all, it's lock and load and so forth.
Yeah.
The original comprehensive plan that when I joined the board, I think was done in 2012. And it's really
This is actually, yeah.
that's it? Yeah, well, that's not the actual one that I had, but
It's very possible that they took that information and condensed it
Yeah,
like that.
could be,
so it's,
absolutely. or put in all the checks in this box. But it really is the action plan for the community, for today, tomorrow, and in the future.
Yeah.
You know, and we as a planning board reference the comprehensive plan a lot. And we really worked in the guidelines. And the original comprehensive plan spoke about a strong residential community while building a strong Franklin Street, 4th Street business community. You know, and then built on from there. So, and a lot of the DRI projects were done with that concept of strengthening our Franklin Street Business District from 4th going south into Montour Falls. You know, that's why when you look at the design plans, the noodle shop on 11th Street has that structure. You know, a lot of community was concerned about the way that building looked, but the idea of the comprehensive plan and the design plans were that we would try to mirror the waterfront to 4th Street, the way the buildings were as we developed going down Franklin Street, going down south. So, you know, this is critical, and I'm really, I would be very disappointed if we as a village really don't get as many minds involved in this and input from many different factions of the community.
Also, we're entering a phase where what's going to have to happen is really going to be dependent upon what state and federal funding for a lot of the stuff now. And so we need to get this set so that we can more easily apply
Yes.
for that kind of funding.
Yes.
So it's kind of going to be, it's going to be different than it was at the time when this was really
Yeah,
first
yeah.
done. Especially if assuming the development behind Walmart gets done.
So as a planning board, we're making a recommendation to propose that. So the planning board recommends.
Yeah, well,
Put
yeah.
together a committee to revamp and redo the.
Lori's starting to think about that, yeah, so I just, you know, so I've been talking to her about it, I just wanna,
But a
kinda-
comprehensive committee, I mean, it really needs to be
I think so, yeah.
well thought out.
Well, it has to be by law, they're required to make it comprehensive, but depending on who it is, and there's always someone from the planning board. And at least the ones that I've looked at, the other villages that I've been able to see online, they all did that. But anyway, there also seemed to be an awful lot of stuff, and towards the beginning, kind of justifying just the existence of it, which was kind of, I felt was kind of weird, but it's weird. And a lot of them don't have a lot of, they're not fancy like this, it's mostly words. You know, and there's, you know, there's a few pictures, but there's not a lot, so, I don't know. And,
So we all in agreement then?
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I mean, I think having a clear, concise, comprehensive plan for the village would help in a lot of ways, especially when we're making these short-term rental decisions and things like that, which could shift the direction of the village.
Yeah. Well, I also think that with, you know, with climate change and thing, that there's going to be a lot of changes that are going to happen as a result of that. And we should be looking forward toward that, rather than just kind of,
You know, and, you know, my big concern, and, you know, I am 100% in support of the concept of that we are a year-round community, and I'm always concerned about the life of our community year-round. You know, when I went to the county, when they had their meeting for their annual budget, it was the first time, you know, we talk about this all the time, but the county clearly stated that our #1 industry in Schuyler County is tourism, and they rely on those tourism dollars. You know, and we in Watkins Glen, you know, we're in the heart of all of that. So, you know, we are constantly, the locals are constantly fighting for that, that recognition that we need to be a year-round, strong residential community, which I am a very big advocate of. So that's why a comprehensive plan really is essential as we move ahead today, tomorrow,
I'm having Giuseppe, I'm gonna get to that, the signs in just a minute. I'm actually having Giuseppe look at this too,
Oh, great.
comprehensive plan. I'd like to see someone who has never done this stuff look at it and give some opinion about it, because he's liable to see something that I don't. Yeah, so, but that's about it. So the other thing is the sign law. I think we need to tweak the sign law. But I'm not, I wanted to have that, I didn't come up with a proposal because I didn't think it was appropriate for me to actually do that without, I thought we should do that here.
Well, I would certainly not want to do this in this meeting here, but I think we
So I just wanna
should
bring
do
this-
a workshop.
Yeah.
Because, there are things in here that I am not in favor of, because I think that it's overkill, especially to require all signs requiring a permit. That's crazy. This whole issue of the signs were caused by the flags, the new flags. And I think what we have to do is, that's a new form of marketing, like an A-frame. So we need to address that and how that affects the business district and so forth, because it's not in there. And when this was written,
Yeah.
these flags weren't in, nobody was using them. Now everyone's using them. I mean, it's unbelievable. So I think we need to address that, and I don't think, I think it's overkill to say that all signs require a permit, because a permit requires a fee. I mean, so, we have our businesses on Franklin Street, which are trying to be year-round, and then we're gonna nickel and dime them every time they wanna change their A-frame sign, their street sign. You know what I mean? So that concerns me. And when we do this, I would also like to see a committee of maybe one or two of local business people sharing their input on this, because they've invested a lot in this village. So, I'm a big advocate of bringing in minds, letting people share their thoughts and ideas, and allowing us then to come up with a comprehensive plan or concept that really does meet the needs of everybody. So that's how I feel we should proceed
The
with
way
this.
it's written right now, any sign needs a permit. Every single A-frame sign on Franklin Street that's out in front is technically prohibited, right, because it's on a sidewalk and there's a dozen of them.
Right, it depends on how you read it, that's the problem.
Yeah.
It depends on how you interpret the.
There's different sections that say different
Right,
things,
right.
and so that's,
And that
part of
has
the
to be
problem is
clarified.
it's not enforceable for Scott, because there's parts in it that
Well,
contradict.
the zoning is supposed to be looked at every year. This is actually the time that you guys would start
Right.
coming together and forming, like you just said,
Right.
Brian, a committee
Yeah,
needs to
yeah.
come back together. This is the time to do it and hopefully have it wrapped up by maybe March.
Right.
To be consistent with.
And we can, I just like to have input, from other people, just, shop owners and so forth, because this affects them. Like, I was under the impression that all of the stationary signs needed to come in front of the planning board, but they don't. I mean, we put a sign up and all it needed to do was go to Scott and approval and so forth. But I had thought in the past, we reviewed all those signs.
All the new signs.
Well, the new signs, well, there are a lot of new signs that have gone up in the village.
Well, new construction, new signs for construction. we
Just
do.
for new construction?
We don't necessarily have to,
My only concern is,
well,
and the signs have been, the signs are nice, but I'm not understanding why we're not doing that,
yeah, yeah. So,
Including me. We put up a sign, it's a nice sign, it fits in with the decor of the village, and our sign contractor went through Scott and so forth, and the whole thing was fine. We need to really clarify that, because I had thought all of that had to come in front of us. Like, we had there's the new shop, the new God, I don't know, what do they call it? It has the black front. I mean, there's a facade change. I mean, that black front is not in line with our design plans. You know, normally that would have come to us. Why didn't that come to us? You know, to talk about the color change and so forth.
Color change of what, sorry, I lost.
So it's down, it's the convenience store, they call it, and
Oh, okay.
it used to be one of the sticker stores, now it's a convenience store, but the whole front of the facade is painted black. I mean, that's not in line with our design plans for the village. Normally, that would have come to us, even for a color change, and it didn't, and I don't understand why.
I have no idea.
You know, and then moving the red phone booth from in front of Rooster Fish over to the chamber. You know, why didn't that come to us? Because that is a new structure. It was sold, it was moved, you know, there's the new building that's now on the right-of-way on Franklin Street. Why didn't it go to the county? You know, I don't know, I don't understand it. I don't know what's happening that we're not following this stuff.
I think the telephone booth is probably the weirder one.
But would you have to come to the planning board to paint a building?
Yes, you used to be able, if you were gonna do facade change.
I don't know what you're reading, but that's not the way I read it.
Yeah, I'm not pointing blame, I'm raising questions.
We didn't ask these people what color they're gonna paint the front of the hotel.
Because I don't think they're changing their front facade.
I mean, yeah.
Normally, what tends to happen, if they're not doing some kind of physical change to it, we don't normally get directly involved in the color of the facade. But if we're,
But there's design plans.
I know there
So
is.
then my question is, who does?
yeah, I understand what
I mean,
you're
who's
saying.
interpreting that design
It is
plan?
laid out in here that you have to have earth tones, which is, you know, that's really broad anyways,
Yeah.
but it's, you know,
Yeah.
it's laid out in here.
Yeah, but black's not an earth tone. You know, so,
Depends where.
This is why every time this comes up, you grab the zoning, you start putting red ink in there, and as the year goes by, this is the stuff you bring up.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think the sign is warranted to revamp and make it a little more clear.
Well, my goal is to make it so Scott can enforce it.
yeah, he has the burden, you have the burden of doing it.
Yeah, so,
You know, you have the burden then of everybody yelling and screaming and, you know, having an issue. That's why I like to make things a win-win, where we get input, we get people's buy-in, and the decisions are made for the good of the community. The residents, the business community, the look of our
Yeah.
Franklin Street and so forth.
yeah.
Okay. I agree.
Yeah, I think the telephone booth was kind of a Doctor Who thing. It just kind of
So,
moved.
yeah. So, when would we get involved, how would we get involved in the kind of revamping of the zoning law that you mentioned?
I would shoot an email to the board and let them know that, you know, you're thinking about, it's time, it's that time of year again, so that you wanna get a committee together, how do you wanna start that?
Right.
And let them reach back, and then
Yeah,
I think you should recommend,
Yeah.
you know, who wants to be part of that committee, and have them recommend on their end who wants to be part of that committee, and maybe there's people in part of the county, I
Yeah.
like I said, maybe there's residents, however you wanna do it. But I think the first, just shoot it to the board first, let them respond, start working on forming a committee, because
Right.
that's the first step, is get it
Right.
going.
Absolutely,
yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Agreed.
yeah. Okay.
Good?
I think we are. I think we're good, as good as we can be for right now. All right, so,
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second that motion?
all in favor?
Aye.
Thanks for the cookies.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
Thank you.
So,